I thought my Wuling AIC was pretty good. Then I copied an optimized blueprint and realized I was making 6 major mistakes. My production jumped immediately, but there's one thing I didn't expect. The blueprint made my base stronger while making the game a little less interesting. Today I'll show you exactly what changed and whether I think using a blueprint is actually worth it. So my first mistake was the protocol stash. I wasn't utilizing this as well as I should have been. And just to kind of let you know, in case you are like me and don't really know what this is something that you can put at the end of a production line, and it automatically belt free transports it to your depot, your Wuling depot. So basically you can create these items and go into the protocol stash and it goes to the depot, where I was running belts trying to get back to the sub pack and trying to go to the unloader or loader at the bus depot. And it really this just helps you utilize so much more space if you use these properly. So not utilizing the protocol stash was one big mistake I was making. The second mistake that I was making is going to be the location of the sub pack or automation core. It was just in my mind that whenever I started a new area, that I would always have that sub pack or automation core in the center of the AIC area, and then I would just build outward from it. And nothing could be farther from the truth, thinking that is the optimal placement for it. And I can show you in the optimized blueprint. You can see here that the sub pack is on the edge. It's nowhere close to being in the middle and nowhere near the center of the AIC area. So that's something you have to kind of get out of your mind or out of your head, because the way it actually starts, it kind of looks like it should be in the middle when that's not actually true. Now the third mistake that I was making, you can see here, looking at the sub pack output port, I was trying to utilize every output port of the sub pack. I mean, I look at this and I was saying like, hey, I got to use all these output ports. I was trying to figure out which mineral to use come out, which was more important based on the locations of some of my factory components. And it really made it a little bit more complex than it needed to be. And you can see here, looking at the optimized blueprint, that he only uses 1 output port of the sub pack out of 6. And it just really amazed me to see this, because it never even thought about that this wouldn't be, that I shouldn't use all 6. It was just optimal and like you had to. So, and let me tell you now about the fourth mistake that I was making. Is pretty much why I never even thought about this. So my fourth mistake revolves around the bus depot. You can see here where you're expanding that the bus depot is always pictured on the outskirts of the AIC area. And this is where I thought it needed to be or had to be, because it's pictured this way. I mean, it never crossed my mind that this wasn't the optimal placement to have it on the side of the area, either left or right or top or bottom, however you want to call it. And I just never thought anything different. But let me show you what it's like with the optimized blueprint. So now in the optimized blueprint area, you can see here that the bus depot is not on the outside at all. It's actually running through the center of the AIC area. And I just it never occurred to me that this was even possible, because it made no sense to me. And there was something else that I was missing to kind of show you. My fifth mistake is also involving the bus depot. It's utilizing the loaders and unloaders. You can see here he has unloaders and loaders on the right side, but you could also use the back side for loaders and unloaders also. I mean, it never occurred to me that you could use both sides of the bus depot. I mean, this really changes everything in your thought process when you're going to be creating your AIC area. And this is my fifth mistake that it really amazed me. I mean, you could even look over here. He even uses the side of it, left, right, and bottom. So you have like everything that can be used is used as far as this. So this really it really was amazing and eye-opening to see this. Now let me go ahead and tell you my sixth mistake is going to be in outpost management. So I'm here and I'm looking, I have different items, And I would just basically choose 2 or 3 different items with the highest unit price. And I was making Genko drink. And then I opened up the new area and I had Genko tea. So in my mind, I'm like, oh wow, I have a new item. So I transferred everything over. Instead of making Genko drink, I was making Genko tea. And then I had some batteries and I had some other things going. But if you look at the blueprint, you can see here there's no Genko tea being made. The Wuling battery has the highest unit price of everything that you see here. And it really should have been my focus for my AIC area. And especially since you know that once you get to a certain level, you're going to have to start utilizing batteries to power your AIC. Because if you keep using Originium, which starts out that way, it just takes up too much space because you have to run a belt to your power banks and run Originium to all of them. So it's really good. You have to use the batteries for your powering. And if you don't focus on creating the batteries, you're going to be using almost as many as you create. So it kind of hurts you a little. So, but since his was focused primarily on the Wuling battery, my production has just taken off, and I'm just just making more than ever. So this was my biggest mistake, thinking that I was obligated to create these new items that are available when they're not the actual the highest unit price item. So what's my take on all of this and my experience from using the blueprint? Well, first off, you know what? I need to give props to KyoStinV because he is the actual person who created the blueprint that I used. And I'm going to put a link to his video in the description. So yeah, if you could just check him out, guys. He's really good at this and he really optimized these blueprints. So what is my take from this is this. Once I've used his blueprint, I see that there was just so many fundamentals and things that I was missing. And it would have taken me a really long time to figure these things out. So this is my first factory game. So I mean, this just kind of like, there were so many things that I could have been doing better. But at the same time, I'm one of those guys who likes to figure things out. You know, I'm a bit of a chess player, not a great one, but you know, I like to think and I like to figure things out. I like to kind of do things myself. So it kind of takes away from the experience of the AIC factory. But the thing is, this game is going to progress and there are going to be new areas. And once we get through Wuling and we open up a new area, I am going to take everything that I've learned here and create my own AIC factory. And you know, I can optimize it a lot better with the knowledge that I've gained. But for Wuling, I think I'm probably just going to follow his blueprint for now. But it really was an eye-opening experience, guys. And if you are new to factory, I think it's really good to go ahead and just use a blueprint for one area and then take that knowledge when the game continues to expand. So with that being said, guys, do you use blueprints for your factory or do you just do everything yourself? What are your thoughts on it? As a takeaway from your experience, hey, I appreciate you guys for watching and I'll catch you on the next grind.